Jai Shri friends, in today's passage, seemingly different from the usually gentle character of the Lord, we find him hurling violent verbal attacks upon the Pharisees and the Sadducees. One would wonder why the otherwise solemn preacher of divine love and unconditional forgiveness would wield the sword of seemingly merciless condemnation against the ones who are called the faithful guardians of the law. Jesus is found very much offended by the statement of the Pharisees and the Sadducees, who would say that they would never be partakers in the bloodshed of the just ones and the prophets, for which their ancestors are guilty of, were they to live the times of their forefathers. Jesus goes abruptly angry at the blatant lie and the hypocritical attitude of their life. There's only one sin that Jesus condemned in his entire earthly life. It is the sin of hypocrisy. It was far-fetched from his attitude. As per Jesus, it is a sin which would really divest humans of the image and likeness of God in which they were created. The Word made flesh would never permit that. Lumen Gentium tells, Christ came to reveal man unto himself. We seem to live in a technocratic society, but unfortunately, the irony is, more cultured or sophisticated, more masked or hypocritical one becomes. A real-life tragedy. The aim of many a modern-day man becomes to prove himself great before others, hear only good things about oneself, and hide the one's true self under the wonderful mask called personality. Once, two thieves were prosecuted and found guilty. While they were sentenced to different punishments, the one who received the heavy punishment would ask why this injustice is done to him, as the other thief was audacious enough to do the crime without wearing the mask. The judge answered that it's his authenticity in the act that brought him the lesser punishment. Where did the Pharisees go wrong? It's in fact not their commitment to the law that wrote them the severe judgment from the Lord, but their becoming judgmental of the shortcomings of their fellow beings while neatly covering up their wrongdoings. In our lives, we might say, if I were in his place, or if it were the other party in this place, the usual chant of a so-called modern man, which is very much detrimental to the true Christian living. Here Jesus questions us, where are you? The question that once echoed the conscience of the first parent, where am I? Am I in my true self? There's a way to test ourselves. Ask yourself the following 3 questions to locate yourselves. First, do you value fame and name over the quality of the character? Secondly, is your heart far away from God but rigorous in scrupulous religiosity? Thirdly, are you eager to put your finger scornfully at others' shortcomings? If all the 3 or at least one is a yes, then there is a potential hypocrite in you and me. Do not worry, you have a good news. Christ is inviting us to tear apart, pull down the pall of hypocrisy and show mercy to oneself and others by being authentic. Remember, being authentic is not proclaiming to the world your vulnerabilities, weaknesses, and blind spots of life, but the gentle acceptance of the realities you can't change, the Christian courage to change those you can, and the spiritual discernment to know the difference between the two.